Hey guys, today's build, we'll be putting another computer together. This is for a friend of mine, so he's picked up all the parts, and now we just gotta put it together for him. So today we'll be using the Focus G Mini case here, similar to the one I use, which is the Fractal design, Fractal design. Very similar, except this one does have these slots for CD-ROM, which he wants to use. We'll be using a Arctic cooling exhaust fan. This one does include two intake fans already, so we're using this as the exhaust. We got the Kingston 8GB RAM on here. For our CPU, we'll be using the Intel i7 unlocked one here. We've got the LG CD drive. For his motherboard, he went with the MSI Z370M Gaming Pro. He went with a Seagate 1TB hard drive. To cool down the CPU, we picked up a Hyper 212 from Cool Masters. And for the power supply, as well as Cool Master 550 80 plus bronze power supply for this one. So these are all the components we'll be using. Let's start setting things up, unboxing things, taking things out, and let's mount our motherboard first, and we'll continue on. All the parts will be down in the description below, so if you're not sure what they are or where to get them at, all the links will be down there, so you can check those out. Okay, so this is the case here. So I already got both panels off. If you're going to be installing an SSD hard drive, you need to go on the back side of the case, and in this one here, this is where you will mount your SSD, and then just route the cables up, I think the bottom here or off to the side. In this one I won't be doing that, so all I will be doing is for our 1 terabyte is using the slots here. I'll also have to remove this piece here to gain access to the so I can put in the CD-ROM. Other than that, I'll start by doing the motherboard. So it'll be like the last one. There's all the, just tilt this up. There's going to be all these spots here for pre-drilled. So you gotta, mount all this those spacers on there so we can get our motherboard. So let me get that out. And I should mention, most cases that I know of will include the hardware that you need to mount your hard drives. Some zip ties for cable management, as well as the spacers for your motherboard. Both Fractal design include them. I would assume they all do, but I could be wrong. But anyways, let's get the motherboard and let's start installing that. Okay, I've got the spacers all put on here. So there's 3 on this side. There's 1 up here, 1 here, and 3 here. They should all be pre-drilled, and what I do like about these cases with Fractal design, they include the small tool that you need to put this on here and then screw them into place. I know these guys do. I'm not sure if the other cases do as well, but these guys definitely include those. So I got those on there. So let's get our motherboard and put it on. Okay, so now we've got our motherboard mounted here. The RAM is already installed, as is the CPU, the i7 there. The guys at the store did mount that for me. They didn't mount the CPU cooler as they did with the i5 on my previous build. That's okay, we'll be doing that one. So next thing I'll be doing is I'll do the fan next. I'll also do the hard drive, just mounted it on there, as well as the CD-ROM. And then I'll start doing the power supply. Last thing I want to do is the CPU cooler, just because I don't want to sit in there and move the case around too much. So that's what I'll be doing. So let's get the fan unboxed, and we'll continue with that one next. Okay, now we got our exhaust fan mounted up. Fairly easy to do. 4 screws, and it goes on. Remember to follow the arrow of the fan. It will have an arrow on it. And of course, this arrow, in this case, I want it out because it's going to pull air out of the case. Don't do it backwards, so you'll be pulling more air in. Oops. Anyways, now we'll be doing our DVD ROM. I've taken the front panel off of this case, which is right here. So we'll be removing all these expansion slots here. To remove it, all you gotta do is on the inside it has these little clips on it. Press them down and remove it. Now to get the other part off, we're gonna grab these little tabs here, push them to the inside, and slide this thing off. Now we got that. Now we're gonna, maybe I'll put on the bottom or the top, I'm not sure which one, but that's how you do it. We'll slide our DVD-ROM up here and I'll show you that. So we'll grab that. We're gonna slide it, in this case, on the top for now. Slide it to where you're gonna see the holes line up. And let me see if you might be able to see that. No, it should be good there. And if we do it there, let me try to zoom in. If we do it there, make sure again that you're going to line up the openings here for the screws to hold it in place. Make sure you're not shoving it all the way back, because you don't want to hit any of the pins here on the motherboard and bend them. So that's why I install this one. Well, I think this one will be going about here. So let me get the screws and let's mount this up before we wire anything up. Okay, now we got our DVD-ROM installed, all secure there, flush at the front as it should be. One thing to keep in mind when you're installing all this stuff, keep in mind your cable management, where you want to be routing your wires. We don't want to just have wires everywhere. Anyways, that's all done. So now
you're going to install the hard drive.
Correct. We're going to be installing our hard drive, and that's going to be down here on these slots. To gain access to the bracket here, all you're going to do is press to the inside of the tabs and slide it right out. We're going to be screwing our hard drive onto here. Then what you're going to do is slide it right back into place. It'll click into its spot. Of course, the power cables will go into the back. So let's do that one next, and then after that, we're going to start installing our power supply, and then running the cables and start plugging things in. Okay, so I've started the wiring here. So you can see there's my power supply bolted down or screwed on. And then I have my USB 3.0 already plugged in, the USB 2.0, because this case has slot for 1 and 3.0 and the 2.0 at the top, as well as the audio input. And then these ones here are for the power button, the reset button. The other one is for the hard drive, so the LED lights up when that's reading the hard drive. And these two smaller ones are for the power LEDs. So there's a positive and a negative on these ones. Now these ones will all gonna get plugged in on these pins over here. To find out which ones you require and which one goes where, go to your motherboard manual and it'll tell you, and then you can just put those into each pin. Again, everything's labeled on the motherboards, so you're not have to be guessing or trying to Google what goes where. I'll kind of try to zoom in here and show you. So this one here, for example, which is our USB 3.0, it'll, you can see right there, is labeled USB 3, which is a 3.0. And of course, the plug is a bigger plug in blue, so you'll be able to only go into one place. There's our USB 2.0, so I use the one on the left because there's two of them, so USB 1 and 2, I use the number 1. For the audio, as you can see, that one, the plug is labeled HD audio, and at the bottom, I can't really show you there, it is labeled as audio. For system fans, for the back one, it's right there, as you can see, it will say system fan. The other two, I'll be using the bottom here, which there's one right there, system fan there, and there should be another one right there, system fan. So again, everything's labeled, so you just have to kind of follow things as you go along, and then plug things in. Just always double check that you're plugging things where they should be going. So anyways, I got that done. I'll be plugging these ones in next, and then followed by my CPU, which is up here, and the plug's up here, and the power for the motherboard is this main one here, which is kind of sitting at the back. and my fan connectors here. After that, I will start plugging in the hard drive and as well as my DVD-ROM. So I'll continue on and we'll come back. Okay, we've done pretty much all our wiring. All we have to do left now is to do our CPU cooler. So I've done all the wiring as I said. Everything's run to where it needs to go, and then it's up to finish up like zip tying things where I want them to go because I want to clean things up. But for the time being, until I do everything, then I'll leave it as is. So then I'll show you a little bit more later on. But now we're gonna install
the CPU cooler.
Correct. So this one here, which is the Cool Master, includes all the hardware that you need to mount it on. And I'll just tilt up the case here. I'll zoom in a little bit and I'll kind of show you here. So there's our CPU. It's gonna have 4 openings where you need to basically mount it on for the cooler there to the CPU. So I'll open that up and I'll show you what hardware you need, and again includes everything for an Intel and an AMD and different brackets that you would need to mount it on. So let's open that up and we'll continue on.
This is the hardware?
Correct. So this is the hardware that's included with the Cool Master Hyper 212 kit. There's the cooler itself. It's large, but it's good. So as you can see here, includes all these brackets, bolts, and holding material that you need. So depending on the type of motherboard and CPU that you have, it does include this instruction manual, and it'll show you and it'll tell you what models it uses. So I have to go through it and see which one will work for mine, for the i7 and whatnot, and those are the things I'll be using. But as you can see, there, it includes everything you need. So yeah, so I'll figure out what I need. I'll start mounting it on, and then we'll come back and I'll show you. And as I said before, all this cable management will clean up before we finish anything up. So anyways, let's check it out, and we'll continue on. Alright, so now I've got the CPU cooler installed, as you can see there. It was a little nerve-wracking because I've never done one, but I got it installed where it should be. So now I've got that all plugged in there, as you can see. Then I got the harness for the fan itself running out to the back and up where it needs to be plugged in. I did test the cover for it to make sure I had enough space even when we were picking all the parts, but just to make sure, you know, I'll put it on there and there's probably a good inch or so of clearance. So now that's done, pretty much we're done with everything. So the last thing I need to do, and I've also gone and put on the Wi-Fi antennas on the motherboard. So essentially all I have left is a bit of cable management. So you can see it's a little kind of just things there. So gotta go and clean things up. One thing I did notice on this case, that the one case that I have for my computer, is it didn't include these grommets for these openings for the wires, which I was kind of surprised that it didn't include them, but it is what it is, I guess. And as you can see, it's kind of wide open here. So anyways, I'm gonna just try to clean this up as best I can, and then zip tie everything together, clean it up, start putting the panels on. Then I'll boot up and see what happens. Anyways, we should be done here in the next little bit, so let's do the cable management and continue on. Alright, we got her up and running now. As you can see there, it's running, fans are on, CPU is on, everything is working good. And then you can see on the monitor there, we're ready to install Windows. So yeah, everything's looks to be running nice and smooth. So we'll install Windows, and then we'll test it out, make sure the Wi-Fi is working, do some downloading for the BIOS of the motherboard if it needs it, all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, we'll finish it off here, and then we'll test it all out. Okay guys, we're all done. Computer's up and running. I've updated the BIOS on it, and everything's good. So we're all done. So thank you for watching. Any comments, questions, let us know. Thanks for watching.